It is soft. It didn't freeze too hard. So we're slopping around in the mud trying to get equipment out of here. Guys, it's good to be back in the woods. We've had a kind of a crummy week with rain and snow and more rain on the way, and actually a little bit of flooding. So first day on a new job right here. My buddy Nathan, who I grew up with, he actually came with me today just to kind of help me move some equipment around, because with being wet, if I'd had to try to do it all myself, it would have taken me half the day just to try to get things with shuffling around on foot in the truck and get everything over here. Roaded the skidder over here, actually hauled the skid steer, but the trailer was down the bottom, so we had to go in there with the truck, and it was just slimy enough to where we put a chain on the skid steer and hooked it to the front of the truck and just kind of helped pull the truck and the trailer out. So Nathan's actually an operator. So like I said, he's got a day off. He wanted to come tinker around today, and I'm happy to get to hang out with my friend and do some stuff. So he's actually gonna kind of carve out a log deck up there, just kind of get some things ready. I cut trees. Dad's at home. Dad kind of hurt his back the other day, so the week of bad weather is actually kind of, it happened at a good time for Dad, kind of give Dad some time to let his back get to feeling a little better so he can get back to cutting. So he was, I'm sure he'll be back over here Monday, and probably try to work today and tomorrow. The weekend doesn't look good trying to salvage it with the wet weather coming in, and who knows what next week's going to hold yet. But for now, we're going to try to get some of these walnut on the ground. We'll start right here. This guy. just like on this fall here, we try to, I said about shooting the gap, trying to put it right between those two trees there, elm and a hedge. Even though they're really not that desirable of trees, we still don't want to do any more damage to the timber than we absolutely have to. So if you look back at the stump, you'll notice I left some hold wood on one side to help pull it around. We probably shouldn't even be trying to drag today. We're trying it, and it ain't going so well. I think this is Nathan's third log out, and said Nathan's pretty handy on equipment. He spent most of his life running different types of equipment, but there's a few soft spots out here, and just like this, a lot of places he's been running pretty good, but he found this one here a minute ago, and he had to drop the load and go on up and winch your back out. So I'll have to come in here at the skid steer and I'll smooth all this up. So yeah, it might just be a cutting day. It seems like every tree I've cut today is wanting to hang up, which all the tops are so bushy. It doesn't matter which way you fall them, you can get some of them to kind of lay on the ground, but a lot of them just wanting to find some place to get hung. Nothing real big in this tract of timber here. They're just really good quality trees though. Trees are cutting good. Just, that's a little sawdust right there. In a bad spot, looks that way through the camera. But just a good set of trees. Got them laying everywhere out through here. Got several right in here to cut and on down through here. This morning we were over there on the other side of the creek, over in here, that peninsula. And there's actually another ditch. This is just another small area of this place. This other little creek or ditch runs in right here to the big creek. And there's actually another creek that runs into it that kind of divides ground still yet. So there'll be a lot of moving around through here. See right here. I come over here Tuesday and I started to shoot a video and didn't. Well, I guess I did, I just never posted it. But when I come over here Tuesday, all that was underwater right there. So the waters went down quite a bit. I don't think they got near as much snow here as what we got where I live yesterday at Stockton, which we didn't get a bunch, maybe 2 inches, and most of it melted off by the end of the day. But the bad thing is, all that's done is make things sloppy and wet. Now on the other side, we started dragging and we were just too wet, too sloppy, having too many problems. So we're just gonna let it set for a few days. But the bad thing is they're calling for more rain Saturday and the first of the week. So it's not looking good on dragging logs, but if we have to, we'll just cut this whole job, get it all cut on the ground. And then we've got some other jobs we'll cut and get them on the ground. We'll just cut, then when we finally do get some weather that cooperates, we'll drag. Now Nathan's up here kind of building a log deck because there's nowhere to deck this bunch of logs through here. And I've run into a bit of a problem myself. This is a brand new saw. Brand new, like only the second day I've ever used it. And the tightener's already went out of it. That's all the tighter I can get my chain. Now my other 661, my older saw, it's actually in the shop for the same thing right now. So never had these problems before, and just like that, boom boom, on 2 saws, and this one being brand new. So we'll take it in and have it looked at. That's kind of aggravating. You expect things to run right, and like I said, we generally have pretty good luck with steel saws, so I'm going to blame the operator because I'm sure it's something I've done. But yeah, things break. It's just the way it is. But it is kind of odd for it to happen on two saws that close in proximity and time together, especially when it's a problem I've never really had with them before. So we'll see how Nathan's getting along, and I guess we'll call it a day. Head in, see if we can get this thing fixed, pick up the other saw, and be back out here tomorrow. So rather than go home for the day, what we decided to do, we moved the skid steer over here to a different track of timber, over here just a little east and north of Fort Scott, Kansas. So Nathan's going to go ahead and unload that off there. And then tomorrow, because about all these, we can get them out with the skid steer. And this whole ground here is pretty firm on this hill anyway. We could probably bring a skidder over here and log. I thought about bringing the 548 over tomorrow since they're ready to go back in action. But we're probably going to try to run here the next few days, get this job knocked out. There's probably, I'd say there's close to 100 trees here, I believe. So it'd be a good little bunch with the wet weather coming on. At least we can keep wood moving. That's the main thing. You can see here even where Nathan made the turn, he's not really tracking too much. Kind of tore up the ground just a little bit as far as really ripping it up with mud. It's kind of odd being on this perspective of it, watch somebody else run the machine and get the attachments off. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.